First Nation leaders continue to speak out about an incident that was captured on cell phone video over the weekend in Thunder Bay and posted to social media. The video appears to show a Thunder Bay police officer smacking the face or head area of a young woman lying on a gurney. The First Nation youth is from Nibinamik First Nation in Northern Ontario and has been attending school in Thunder Bay. It's not clear why the 17-year-old youth required medical attention. Anishinaabe Nation Grand Council Chief Glenn Hare said the Thunder Bay Police Service has failed to serve the citizens it is sworn to protect, adding that he is troubled by the frequency and volume of these types of incidents, and he supports immediate intervention to hold this officer and the police force accountable. Anishinaabe Aski Nation Grand Chief Alvin Fiddler also wants some answers. The Anishinaabe Aski Nation's head office, by the way, is in Thunder Bay. Fiddler said that all of the details that led to this incident are not known, but there is simply no justification for such violent and callous treatment of a youth in such a defenseless position. Fiddler called for a full investigation by an independent authority and the results made public by the Chief of Police. Ontario's Animal Welfare Agency has told its frontline officers it will no longer euthanize dogs involved in attacks as required by law. In an internal memo obtained by the Canadian Press, the Ontario Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals says inspectors and agents should hand over to police all cases in which courts have ordered the destruction of animals, including pit bulls, which are banned in the province. The document, dated October 9th, says euthanizing dogs would violate the agency's mission, which is to provide province-wide leadership on matters relating to the prevention of cruelty to animals and the promotion of animal welfare. The order says the only exception will be cases when the euthanization is ordered by a veterinarian and is the most humane course of action for the animal. In cases involving pit bulls that do not have behavioral issues, the animals will be moved out of province where it's legal to own them rather than be destroyed. The OSPCA has also ordered its officers to defy a criminal code law that states birds found in a cockfighting ring shall be destroyed on order from a judge. That too will be passed off to police. Those changes were news to the provincial government, though, which pays the charity $5.75 million each year for enforcing cruelty laws. Spokesperson for the Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services, Brent Ross, said the ministry expects the OSPCA to comply with a court order that requires an animal be euthanized, adding that the agency had the right to defer to police in potentially criminal matters. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says he had zero influence in the hiring of his family friend Ronald Travener as the Ontario Provincial Police Commissioner. Opposition parties are calling for an independent investigation into the appointment.
I go back to the three-person panel. I had zero influence, and no matter who it was, I would have accepted. I accept the professionals' advice. They interviewed people, and it was unanimous decision. And I told them very clearly, I don't want anything to do with this whatsoever, but this is a man that has given 50 years of his life to policing. And the accolades across the province that I've seen are just overwhelming. We're friends. I'm friends with thousands of people, but in saying that, I can't influence and tell the police what to do. It's very simple. What I understand, Augers, the search firm, was saying we have to broaden this. Now, if you want to talk about qualifications,
Integrity Commissioner to have a look at this, and not only have I asked for that, but I want the Premier to commit to making any report that's made by the Integrity Commissioner public, so that everybody can see what the Premier's role was in this appointment.
The Bank of Canada is widely expected to leave its benchmark interest rate unchanged at 1.75% today after a 25 basis point increase at its last setting in October. This morning's announcement comes in the wake of a move by the Alberta government to curtail oil production in the province. After January 1st, they're trying to clear a crude storage glut that has driven Western Canadian oil prices to multi-year lows. Meanwhile, the recently announced plan to close the General Motors of Canada car plant in Oshawa similarly offers a downside risk to future growth. Bank economists say an unexpected dip in monthly gross domestic product figures in September and lower than expected oil prices so far in the fourth quarter have dampened growth expectations and placed in doubt forecasts for a January bank rate increase. Lower growth prospects are expected to reinforce Bank of Canada Governor Stephen Pawlaz's strategy of moving very gradually on increases to its overnight rate. Economists say they will be closely watching Pawlaz's speech tomorrow for signs of how events are affecting his view of the path forward.